Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Educate podcast. I'm joined today with Telia. If
Teliia,
I'm
yes.
pronouncing that correct.
Yeah, Teliia. Uh-huh.
Awesome. Wonderful. Where are you calling from?
I'm based in the UK. I'm not British, but I'm in the UK now, in England.
Nice. Awesome. How are things in the UK now?
Well, it's pretty warm now. Yesterday it was cold, now it's warm, but it's how it usually is in the UK.
Hmm,
Now I'm used to it.
nice.
And are you in the USA?
Yes, we're in Los Angeles.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so for me it's 5 p.m. and for you I guess
Yeah, it's nine.
uh it's yeah, 9.
Just getting
Uh-huh.
the day started. Lots on our plate. So I want to get into this. I know you're busy, but maybe just as an introduction, tell us who you are. I know you guys have a cool company called Twinkle. I would love to get into that. But just a little background on who you are and what you do.
Well, in general, I'm an ESO teacher, and now I'm also a marketing assistant at Twinkle. If you don't know what Twinkle is, we are a website with over 900,000 resources for teachers. And my team, the ESL team, focuses on creating resources for English language teachers and their students. We make games, worksheets, PowerPoints, and ready-made lessons. And recently, we've launched our ESL curriculum for beginners that consists of 12 lessons. And we are working on a new level, which will be out pretty soon.
Awesome. That sounds amazing and sort of in line with what we do. We're more on the physical products,
Mm-hmm.
selling on
Yeah.
Amazon, Walmart. Um, we we uh, we partner with majority of, well, not majority, a lot of schools in the U.S. Um, but so you mentioned ESL. Could you elaborate on that for us and specifically
Yes.
um, what subjects that could affect and go into?
Yeah, sure. So ESL means English as a second language. So we create materials for teachers who teach English to speakers of other languages. So their first language is not English, and we help these teachers. I used to be an ESL teacher before I joined Twinkle, and I still teach sometimes. So these resources are very useful in my classes as well. They are also suitable for those who teach English in the UK or in the USA. So it's English as an additional language. Yeah, a lot of our teachers are based in a lot of different countries. Some teach in such countries as China, South Korea, maybe some South American countries, European countries. So they are all over the world.
Nice. Well, I remember when we first moved to the US in the second grade, I got enrolled in ESL because
Oh,
I, I think I went out of it by fifth grade, but I remember going through that and it was challenging initially to understand everything because English
yeah,
it
definitely.
seems easier spoken, but the
Mm-hmm.
grammar, writing, spelling was just like super confusing to me. So it's interesting how it comes full circle. Now we're talking to ESL teachers. Um, do you think, and I don't remember this in elementary school, but does ESL apply to other subjects? Because obviously, when we're talking about math or science, it's spoken in English and under taught in English. Does it translate to the other subjects as well?
Um, well, in general, when we say ESL, we are talking about this subject. So it's a particular subject that is taught, right? Um, as for other subjects such as math or science, I think in this case it would be probably something else because when we talk about ESL, we are talking about this subject, so it's a separate subject. These are all separate subjects. But maybe, and I'm sure that our resources can be used by teachers who teach English in relation to these subjects. I think there are different kinds of English subjects. We have business English, right? We have English that is related to law and some other special features. So yeah, I think they are all related, but ESL is a separate subject in general.
Got it. Makes sense. Kind of switching gears here and asking about a bigger picture of your purpose, or maybe Twinkle's purpose at this point, the mission of your life in education, or as Twinkle as an organization. What's kind of that driving mission and passion within education?
Well, Twinkle was created in 2010, so it was 13 years ago, and its mission was and is to help those who teach. So it's central to what we do here at Twinkle. We like to go above and beyond to help different teachers. It's not only about ESL teachers. We have a lot of different resources for teachers in the UK, in the USA, Australia, and in many different countries. So we're a global brand. And talking about me personally, I love helping. I love giving, and I think what I enjoy the most is, as a teacher, I really like to help people to enjoy learning the language. So I like to guide them through that process and help them to enjoy it rather than endure it. And now I get to help other ESL teachers, and I'm really happy about that.
Amazing. I love that. Is there a specific age group that you guys focus on, or does this range from kindergarten all the way up to adults that have moved from different countries into English speaking countries?
Well, yeah, we have resources for different ages, different levels, from A1 to C2. We have a lot of resources for kids, for teenagers, and for adults as well. We are working on a lot of new resources for adults because we see that a lot of ESL teachers teach older learners as well. And now we are working on business English resources. They are not out yet, but they will be soon.
Awesome. Maybe sticking, since our audience, we primarily focus on, say, kindergarten to sometimes high school, but more or less middle school, the 8th grade. I'm not sure how the schooling system and grading works in the UK. Maybe we can talk on that. But for say kindergarten to 8th grade, middle school, what would you say are the 3 to 5, or maybe just a handful of foundational important things, skills, lessons, subjects that they need to know in order to be successful in high school and post high school? Is there, obviously, I know English is going to be a primary driver of that we need to communicate, but is there other life skills, or again, foundational things that they need to have in order to be successful?
I think it's more about some character features than about school subjects. So what I mean is, I think it all comes down to how people feel about themselves and how they see themselves. So I think that people have to be confident, and their confidence can help them a lot in life. For example, if you are very good at grammar and vocabulary and some other skills, but you are afraid of talking, then it's going to be a big problem for you. So yeah, I think sometimes it's more about these character features. Yeah. So it's confidence. Also, I think it's curiosity, because people they're curious by nature, but I think it can help them a lot in life when they want to learn more and more, and it's what drives people to develop and succeed as people. And also self-discipline, because we have to be able to control ourselves um, to help us to help ourselves move in the right direction. So yeah, I think these are the three main features or foundations that can help people in life.
So it sounds like it's obviously the skill subjects going through that. It's part of our system. It's how we day to day interact with teachers and students, but there's a bigger picture of the mentality, the character, the curiosity, and developing that. Obviously that's probably a combination of parents, teachers, friends, mentors.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's I think one of our missions is, I think we haven't said it like this, but we want to develop children physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, spiritually. Like I feel like it's more robust instead of, well, okay, we gotta go to math subject now, and then okay, next subject is English, got history.
Yeah.
When I went through that, the feeling was I couldn't relate. It's like I was more curious about one subject, and then when I went to the other one, I was like, kind of dragging my feet. Um, do you think teachers have, or how can teachers bring that out of students more?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, because I think it should be a combination of these things. They kids need to develop emotionally, physically, socially, and so it's like a combination of all these things, and not just separate skills that are taught, right? So yeah, I think teachers should use games in their classes as often as possible. I'm not talking about using them all the time, but games is how children learn. And I think it's their natural way of um, becoming adults. So basically, games are all about coping adult life, right? So I think games should be the main focus and the main means of children's development. So yeah, I think it all comes down to this.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, and it's no wonder that when I was growing up, I'm sure yourself too, we were playing more. Like it was okay, I couldn't wait to go play in the yard with my friends or in the street or whatever. Now
Yeah,
the generation might be computer based video games. They uh
yeah,
the kids jump on together, and they might even be learning with those games. Minecraft, I don't know if you guys have Minecraft there, I'm sure you do. Fortnite, but there are things where they're building and learning conceptual math, English, like they're communicating with each other. So it's fascinating how much play affects our brains and development. Um,
yes. It's about play-based learning. So it's the natural way of learning for children. So I think we should incorporate that. And yeah, I totally understand what you mean. Uh, Children are curious and they want to play a lot. They don't want to just sit at the desk and study some boring facts, right? So yeah, of course, we need to find the right approach to children. Of course, they are all different. They are individuals. sometimes what works for one child won't work for another one, right? And
Yep.
it's also about teenagers and adults. So yeah, I think we need to see what works for this particular group of children and start from this point.
Yeah. That's a good point. Um, what's your guys' goal at Twinkle for the next, or maybe for this year? Like, if you guys can accomplish this, maybe it's helping 1,000 teachers get a resource that they come back and say, "Wow, that was amazing! It helped so much. Thank you." Like, when you guys have meetings or when you guys talk, what's your guys' big goal for the future?
Well, since Twinkle is a very big company, we have a lot of different goals,
Mm.
but I can speak about my team. We are going to launch other levels of the curriculum. So now we have the curriculum for beginners. So we'll have more levels soon for other levels. And we're also working on a special platform. So it will be a platform with a lot of different games, language games. And yeah, so that's maybe the main thing for now, at least. We are going to launch it very soon, but still, it's a work in progress. And we are working on a lot of different resources for older learners. I've already mentioned business English lessons. So yeah, these are some of our goals.
Awesome. I ask everyone this, and I'm becoming more fascinated with artificial intelligence, especially as it
Yeah,
relates to education, because it seems like it's going to encompass and change everything, just like the internet did, social media, um, Google for education. Like,
definitely.
um, so one thing that I've been thinking about is the English as a spoken language might have been difficult for someone like myself moving from Iran or Armenia,
Mhm.
uh, other countries that people are immigrating from. But now, if we're more text based or email or Twitter or anything that's
Mhm.
text based, and with the use of AI, text doesn't have an accent or a gram. Like, it's if it's gonna do that for us, then is there advantages? Do we get disadvantages? Are you guys thinking about that, and how it's going to
Definitely,
affect
yes.
education? I would love your thoughts on that.
Yeah, actually, my colleague wrote a blog post on ChatGPT, for example, and he talked about different advantages and disadvantages. And actually, I agree with him completely. I think there are both good things and bad things about it. So the good things are maybe the fact that learners can use this chat to improve their different skills. For example, vocabulary. They can chat with this with the chat bot, and they can learn some new things. They can practice. Well, maybe not speaking, but texting.
Mhm.
It's a way of speaking. So yeah, I think they can pretend that ChatGPT is their friend from a different country who speaks English, and they can just pretend that they're chatting to somebody from an English-speaking country. So it's one way of how to use ChatGPT in classroom. But there are some negative sides. For example, over-reliance on this technology. I don't think we should become obsessed with it. We don't need to depend on it so much.
Mhm.
And it's not perfect. Sometimes it doesn't work, right? There can be some mistakes. But yeah, it's also good because teachers can use it to maybe create some exercises.
Mhm.
They can um, ask ChatGPT to write something for them. So it saves them a lot of time and effort.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course, there are both positive and negative things about it.
Sure, just like any other technological advancement,
Yeah,
there's negatives of too much social media use, and
yeah, exactly.
uh, it does seem like when this first came out, my cousin who is in high school, obviously they find out about this much faster because they're connected more and
Hmm.
it's just natural. He
Yeah.
sent me hey, I just did my essay using this. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I think about this. On the one hand, amazing, like it can do this. Maybe they can even learn from writing that essay. Obviously, they have to read it, but
Yeah.
so I was thinking, okay, they can do that, but how are the teachers? Can the teachers also use this to grade the essay? So maybe asking the chatbot to grade this, and how would you grade this? So it opens up a lot of things. But I think as long as we're thinking about it, um, that's the best we can do. And hopefully there
Yeah.
are, like you said, more positives than negative. Because from what I'm reading, as there are more advancements, um, there could obviously be some serious negative consequences. But yeah, I figured I want to ask everyone that because I think it's going to be it is the future. It's here. I don't think we're going back. Um,
Yeah.
well,
Exactly.
yeah. How about I'm trying to think just the culture of education in the UK. The other day I was speaking with a gentleman from Spain and he was kind of saying education system is plateaued and he was also teaching English. How's the education system in the UK from your perspective? I know there's a lot of schools and there's some good, some bad, just like everything, but what's your sense and feel?
Frankly speaking, I don't know much about the educational system in the UK because I'm from Ukraine and I can talk about our educational system. But since I didn't go to school in the UK and I didn't work in a normal school in the UK, I don't really have much to say about it. So maybe I'm sure I have a lot of colleagues who know much more about it than me. Um, it's only because ESL is not really a part of a school of this school program in the UK, right? It's something different, completely different. So um, it can be applied to schools in other countries because they teach English as a second language or as a foreign language. But in the UK, they have English as an additional language. So it's a little bit different. And it's not really what I'm an expert on. So,
Got it. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I wanted to ask just because I want to at least the thought to be out there and different perspectives, and maybe in the future we can have some of your colleagues or friends that you know have panel discussions,
yeah.
go deeper on this stuff. Well, I truly appreciate your time, Telia. Maybe as we end, how can people connect with you if they will have more information, maybe questions? Obviously, I'm going to link Twinkle in the description below, but if they have questions for you, want to get in touch, how can they connect with you?
Oh, we have a lot of social media profiles. We are on Instagram, um, Twinkle underscore ESL. We are on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Twinkle Resources for ESL Teachers. And we also have a Facebook group named the Global ESL Staff Room with extra help from Twinkle. We are also on TikTok. Twinkle ESL resources on Pinterest, Twinkle ESLR. And we also have a YouTube channel where we post a lot of entertaining videos. So yeah, you can find us on in a lot of different places.
Awesome. So easy to find.
Yeah,
I'll definitely link all of those in the description below. And guys, if you're interested, please reach out. Let's connect. You guys have a bunch of free resources that I downloaded and was really
yeah.
helpful. And
Yeah, we have a lot of free resources. And actually, we encourage people to reach out to us if they want us to make something for them. For example, we might not have a particular resource on a particular topic, but if they want it, they can always message us and ask for it. Or if they want if they want us to make some changes to a particular resource, it's also something we can do. So yeah, please reach out to us and let us know how we can help you.
Yeah, I also had an idea, and maybe sometime in the future, this could be a collaborative exercise where bringing to life some of those exercises in physical products, which is
Mhm.
what we do. So I already have some ideas, and maybe I can
Oh,
share them
that sounds
with
exciting.
you later. Awesome,
That's
Teliia.
great.
Well, thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was really nice talking to you.
Absolutely. We'll keep the conversation going and have hopefully many more of these to just educate the world. I think we need more of this. So I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank